Alright YouTube, what's up? Fortune here, and this is the start of the deck of the month for May. I'll probably do a couple more because I seem to do more than one deck of the month per month. I'm probably just going to start calling it deck of the week. This is the Doppel plant, aka junk and debris deck that I've been running in multiple videos that you've seen, so I figured I'd do a profile like I said I would, and yeah, alright, let's get to it. Dandylion staple generates the tokens that you need to like formula Synchron, do so many things, debris dragon with it, and make all your different level synchros. The plant engine, 2 Lonefires, grabs your Dandylion, your glow up bulb, or your Spore. The 2 major tuners, probably 2 of the best tuners in the game right now. And then Lonefire and Dandylion, 3 Chaos Sorcerers. I like 3 a lot because I always seem to generate lights and darks in the graves really fast in this deck. And the ability to draw into that thing, into Chaos Sorcerer really fast is really good. And you saw in a bunch of the videos I would drop like more than 1 in a turn and win that turn because of it. Really good mass removal card. Deals with a lot of the big guys right now, so I would suggest running 3. 2 Debris Dragon. Brings you back your Dandelions, your Spear Reaper, Card Trooper, and Lonefires. Nets you Black Rose Dragon, other level synchros if you've got like Dandelion, if you already got tokens you up on the field. So, really good card. Even has high defense if you're trying to defend. So, and the other revival engine of the deck, 2 Junk Synchron. Brings you back your Doppelwarriors, your Rykos for Frozen Fitzgeralds, and everything. Not much to say. It's a dark, so it benefits that. You can search it out with Rhoda. Just another really good revive target in the deck. And Lightsworn engine, 2 Rykos and a Lyla. I was using 3 Rykos for almost ever and decided to test Lyla. Personally, I hate Lyla. I find it's terrible in matchups because you can summon it. And okay, yeah, and every now and again you'll get the good pop, you'll get like alright, attack and then pop. But usually when I summon it, they've got bombless, they've got warning. They can TT me, whereas if this had been a Ryko, I could have set it. They can't do anything, and then I could flip it. Yeah, okay, they could warning or Trent on the flip, but that's a chance I take. Whereas if I set it and flip it, if they got bombless or Torrential, I can pop something else, and they can't even bombless the Ryko, and it mills me, and I can choose to mill. I don't have to mill. Whereas Lyla doesn't. You don't always get the mill because you have to wait to the end phase. So I would suggest running 3 Rykos. It's a definite must, and it helps you get Fitzgerald out. 2 effect failures. It's the other lights in the main deck. I run 5 lights. I think in most decks now you're going to probably need to run 1 or 2 of these because of all the decks coming out and everything, and in this deck especially because there's not a lot of good light targets you can main deck, so I'd suggest running it. 2 Doppelwarriors. Revive with Junk Synchron, and then Sync, get 2 tokens that are 400 apiece. Special summon it after you've gone Spore, Glow Up Debris Dragon, Monster Born, Call the Haunted, Limit Reverse, whatever. And it helps you break into Trishula really fast and really easily. Summon Debris, bring back Dandelion, Special Summon Doppel, there you go. There's your Trishula. Which is, it's good, it's not like broken, like, alright. It's a broken card, but it's not broken, I guess you could say. But it can really change the tide of the game if you bring it at the right time. Sangan, staple, it grabs you every single card in this deck minus Chaos Sorcerer. Which is why this card is a staple in this deck. I'm running 1 Spear Reaper for the extra defense against heroes, because it holds them back a little bit. And it's a debris target, and it's a dark for Chaos Sorcerer bait. And I just find Spear Reaper really good in this deck because it also catches people off guard and holds them back a little. And 1 Card Trooper. I'm only running 1 because I only actually have 1. I have 1 incoming, so I would probably test the 2. But honestly, when I was playtesting all the time, this guy, if I drew into it, he didn't really do that much for me. Yeah, he gets the mills off, but not as much as, like, it's not enough for me to consider, like, that 2 is a staple in this deck, whereas every build I've seen 2 is. Like, I've tested Chaos Plan with 2 of these guys, and it's really good, but to me, it just seems like you could still get away with 1 really easily. So, if you have to, try it. Maybe you like it. If you only have 1, don't hold back and still build the deck. Just using one because it works quite well. So that's the monsters. $22 monsters in total. Alright, spells. Charge the Light Brigade and Reinforcing the Army. They're my searchers. Searches out Ryko and Lyla. Used to be just Ryko. And this searches out Junk Synchron and Doppelwarrior. Charge is good to get you your mill engine going. Mills you 3 and then grab another mill card in a sense. Reinforcing the Army is really good in this deck because it grabs you a Junk Synchron if you need to combo out of it. Like you need a Catastor or Junk Warrior if you already got tokens, well then you can go to town and everything. So it's a really good card. Plus the main reason is it can grab you Doppelwarrior when you need it the most, like when you've got the revive thing going and you have this really big combo setup or something like that. It can grab you Doppelwarrior, which can really change the tide of the game. So 2 Pot of Avarice. 3 is overkill. I don't know how people ever consider running 3 in this deck with 3 Chaos Sorcerers, because it's like 2. It always comes down to when I tried it with 3 and 3. I always came into situations where I'd have one and the other, but I couldn't play both. With the way the deck is built now, I can play Avarice and still leave a Light and Dark in the grave to bring out Chaos Sorcerer. So, and you still see it enough times that it still does really well. Whereas 3, I think you would see it too often. So I would suggest only running 2. 2 MSTs. It's pretty much a staple right now with Gravekeepers being big and everything. And with 6 Samurai getting Dojo now. So now it's another face-up continuous spell that you can pop in their deck. So I would suggest run 2 no matter what. Unless you're teching like Dust Tornadoes, well then side these for sure. Mass Removal. 1 Dark Hole. Staple. Giant Trunade for the back row. Staple. Monster Born to Revive. This can do crazy things if you have a Lonefire and this in your hand. And you have nothing else like no other plant targets, then you just go to town. This is staple, hands down. Well, you already knew that. 1 Foolish Burrow. Descend like your Dandylion, your Glow Up, your Spore, or a Junk Synchron or Debris Dragon target. So, very good card. I don't run Book of Moon because it's really preference for Book of Moon. I would honestly like to fit Mind Control in, but there was nothing I could really drop from testing. Like, it was really hard. Like, I didn't want to go up above 40 cards, so I would suggest maybe try and fit Mind Control in the deck, because I know it's really good, because there's 8 tuners, I believe. And I know everybody says 1 for 1 is really good. I tested 1 for 1, and in this deck, it's terrible, in my opinion. You only got Spore, and you've only got Glow Up. And if you draw into either of those, it's no good. Okay, you've got Effect Failures too, but really, come on. Who really wants to special summon an Effect Failure to the field? Unless they desperately need a light target. Because I don't run Caius, so I can't really benefit from the level of monster hitting the field. Like, in terms of tribute. So, you can try 1 for 1. I'm not saying don't. I just personally think you don't need it in this deck. Not in this build, at least. So, alright, so 3... So there's 10 spells. And then I think it's 8 traps. That's fine. Yeah, 8 traps. Alright, 2 warnings, staple, stops your summons, hurts Blackwing, which hurts his deck a lot, hurts Glad Beast, which hurts his deck a lot, and hurts 6 Samurai, which hurts his doesn't hurt this deck a lot, but 6 Samurai is 6 Samurai. Solemn Judgment, staple. I originally wasn't running this in the earlier videos, because honestly when I built the deck I completely forgot all about the card, because they were all in use at that time, so I didn't even notice the card when I was building it. I don't think you need the card. I know it's Solemn Judgment, I understand I'll probably get a lot of hate from comments for that, but I don't think you need the card with warnings and 7 tools. I personally liked having the extra life points that I didn't have to waste on this card, but like I said, I've always ran Solemn Judgment, so it could have just been a lapse of judgment for me, ironically. Funny, huh? 1/7 tools, really good card. I may even consider running 2 in this deck. Stops your warnings, stops their solemns, gets your pushes through for either big damage, gets rid of royal oppression if it hasn't been flipped already. So good card. Mirror Force. I run no defense really in this deck, so I need a limited protection. So Mirror Force was a choice, and so was TT. I don't really like TT that much. I may drop it. I originally had a Dust Tornado in here over the TT because I don't want to be popping my own tokens and clearing my own field in a sense. So I may drop that for a Dust Tornado again to help me set up cards like those two, where I can keep them in my hand, Dust Tornado on their end phase, and then set it, and then flip it on my turn. So I may drop that for Dust Tornado. Test, see what you like. Call, Hunt, and Limmerverse. My revival. Call brings you back whatever you want for the most part, and Limmerverse nets you your major players, Doppels, anything Doppels, Debris, Lonefires, Spores, Card Troopers, whatever. And then you can go and special summon a Doppel from your hand if you got it in your hand, so I would suggest those. You could try more Limmerverse, but I don't know, if you can fit it, try more and see if you like it. The deck really gets beat up hard by Gravekeeper in a sense, so you don't want to fill your entire deck with like 3 Limmerverse and stuff like I've seen, and then play against a Gravekeeper deck and get wrecked. So that's the main deck. I'll show you the extra deck now and what I have in mind. 2 Formula Synchron, staple, no matter what. You bring this guy out, like, you probably can drop 2 of these a game every game really easily. 1 Armory Arm, another staple because it's really easy to drop level 4s. Plus, the one major thing is they're all lights, so it's more light sync targets for Chaos Sorcerer. So 1 Catastor. You drop level 5s with Junk Synchron really easily, so you need level 5s in this deck. I wish you could run more than one of these because I drop this way too often. Like, even in a situation where I don't really want to, but I need a level 5 on the field. So 1 Frozen Fitzgerald. Really good card. You can only really drop it with Junk Synchron and Ryko unless you're testing random cards. I would say only run 1. I tried 2, and yeah, you don't drop it enough for 2. So now here were the iffies. Alright, so I originally was running Junk Warrior and Iron Chain Dragon because I didn't have an extra Arcana Magician at the time. I got one yesterday, and really I drop level 5s a lot, but Iron Chain can really help if you got Debris and your only target is like a Ryko. So basically the reason why the Arcanate's in a red sleeve, because I haven't decided which one of these 2 cards I'm taking out for the Arcanite. It's really these only 2 cards are my only choices. Junk Warrior can really net you big things, you know, Junk Synchron, bring back Doppel, Sync for Junk Warrior, and then you've got 2 Doppels, so now it's an automatic 3100 level 5 guy. So I may be keeping that and dropping the Iron Chain because he doesn't help that much, and usually when you hit Debris you've already got monsters on the field, so you can go Debris and then blah blah blah, Ryko, and then special some Doppel, make a level 8. So your choice. This is definite if you're running 3 Chaos Sorcerers because it's Glow Up or Spore plus Chaos Sorcerer, or even Effect Failure. So your choice. Test and see which one you guys consider is best. Bryanak, staple. I don't really need to explain it. Black Rose Dragon. I only run 1 because of the room. There's not a lot of room in the deck, and you can always average it back. So I consider this a staple no matter what. Ancient Fairy Dragon, mainly because Gravekeeper really hurts this deck, so you need extra ways to get rid of Necro Valley. So 1 Stardust Dragon, like I said, you may consider running 2, but you just don't have room. So 1 Scrap Dragon, staple. 2 Trishalas. Yeah, you need 2 in this deck. I can bring out 2 Trishalas every game pretty much if I really wanted to. It's really, really easy to bring the card out in this deck. Like, I'm talking scary easy, so I would suggest running 2, no matter what. And then, of course, when the ban list hits in September and it goes down to 1, but I would run 2. And then you'll have to try and incorporate Librarian into this deck, and even Halberd Blaster when they come out, like when you get Halberd Blaster and when Librarian comes out. So you might drop it down to 1 by that time, but it's really you need 2 in this deck right now. And 1 Shooting Star Dragon for those random plays, because there's like 8 tuners in the deck, so you can get the multi-attack off a lot. So I actually, in one game, it wasn't even on camera, I OTK'd with this card. I brought it out and I did the top 3 and I hit 3 tuners, and it was like bam, almost 10,000 damage right there. So I would suggest definitely running this. I'll give you a very quick glimpse of the side deck because we're almost out of time. So this is the side I was currently using. It didn't do too bad. Ally Salvos were really good. Kinetics help. Chain Disappearance was good. Dust for the Gravekeeper, Malevolent for the Gravekeeper, DD Krill for the Mirror. Fossil Dynamite was really, really good in this deck. Maxies for the special, Thunder Kings for Hero and everything. So yeah. So alright, so that's the deck, YouTube. Comment, PM me if you have any questions, let me know. The deck list will be in the description box. Alright, peace out.